Customs. In My Bag is a brand that collaborates with talented artists from across the country to bring some unique and exclusive concepts to life at a reasonable price. For $15 off your first purchase, visit whatnot.com/invite/in_my_bag 2023. That's whatnot.com/invite/in_my_bag 2023 for $15 off your first purchase. And make sure to check them out on Instagram as well at in_my_bag 2023. Did you know your phone is 18 times dirtier than your toilet? And you need to make up for it? There's no way. I put that on my face every day. Does that make sense to you, though? I mean, I can see it to a degree, but that feels like it's not correct.
I don't think that's correct. Said you're dirtier than your toilet?
It says your phone is 18 times dirtier than your toilet.
Oh no, I don't believe that.
I mean, the internet said it, so it has to be true, right?
I mean, if it's on the internet, if they said it, it must be some truth to it.
It gotta be true. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Chopping It Up with P. Scott on the Sports Avengers Network. I am your host, Prescott Kelly. I got Big Shaw with me today. We're going to talk a little bit of music because he has a music podcast and a sports podcast. What's good with you? Where can people find you? How are you doing? Like, just give the people something to consume about you real off the rip.
Okay. And you can find me on Facebook. You know, sometimes TikTok. You know, where I do my music thing. I don't even know where that came from. Like one day I was just sitting around at work actually. I was just thinking, man, what could I do that's different? So I started doing it. It's just, asking, random, music questions and stuff like that. But it's fun. I got a few people on there, here and there. Sports, I do my videos on TikTok. I put them on Facebook. It's been a long time since I've been live, talking sports. But that's really all I know. Sports, sports, sports. You ask me a question about anything else, I probably couldn't tell you. If you ask me what happened yesterday, I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you about sports.
You're not helping the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I can tell you about sports, and I can tell you that it's a great feeling to know sports. Cause sports, um, I know when September 11th happened, um, that's what got everybody like, like
Re-galvanized.
yeah, it was football. I think football came on. I
Well, I
think like
remember George Bush throwing out the first pitch,
hmm
and that's where everybody kind of went wild when we kind of like recalculated as a country.
yeah,
From now, when you threw 9/11 out there, I was like, well, there's one moment specifically, and it was George Bush throwing out the first pitch, where it felt
yeah.
like we collectively as a country finally were good for a moment, but then we went back to the ways that we usually do things.
Yeah, we was good for that. Yeah, for that time, but yeah. Well, we'll do it again next month. Everything will be because it's coming up next month anyway. So it's gonna be that time again. But besides that, life's great. Even when things look horrible, life is still great because as long as you got sports and beer and work and a little bit of money, you'll be all right. That's
Sports
that's how I
and a
look at
little bit of money. I've
it.
never looked at life that way, but as long as sports,
Yeah.
beer, work, and a little bit of money, that's a good way of
hmm
looking at things, man.
It is.
I like that.
It is. I try to stay positive. I don't be around that negative stuff. Just stay positive and make your money. Get you a nice cold beer. Talk sports. Hopefully, get you somewhere and and do it all over again.
Wake up and do it all over again.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
I, you had some talking points I wanted to get to. And the first talking point that you had was about the Sixers super team and LeBron. So
mm.
before we get into like any debates or semantics, do you define this as a super team now that LeBron is there now?
Yeah, it's a super team. It's a super team.
So
For sure.
did you feel that way before they got him? Did you feel like it was a super team when it was just Joel and Jalen Brown and Edgecombe and Maxey? Because I feel like that's where the disconnect is coming from with a lot of fans. Is once you add Braun, now it's a super team. But
It's a
was
super
it not
team.
beforehand? Which just articulates how great he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you
I
go
think
like,
with them, I think with them at LeBron, that that made them a super team. You know, not taking enough from Jalen Brown. I
yeah,
always thought, and I'm gonna say this until the end of time. I, I think Jalen Brown was better than Jason Tatum, but some will argue,
ooh, hot take.
and that some will argue with that. But you add LeBron to that mix, that's a super team. But the only thing concerned me about that is can Joel Embiid stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, Philly gonna be a tough team to deal with. That's if he stay healthy. I don't think LeBron. I think he's gonna be the point guard. I think last time I looked. Um.
Well, I think Maxi is probably going to still take over that role. But
Mhm.
what's always weird to me is that LeBron going to Philly is I look at this more as like a micro than a macro thing. Is
Mhm.
that it didn't matter where he went, it was going to be it's a super team no matter what. And that's
Yeah.
why I asked you beforehand, like, well, was it a super team before LeBron got there? And it's well, no, it's Joel Embiid who can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's Jalen Brown, a young
Mhm.
VJ Edgecombe.
Oh,
Like,
I love him. Oh
yeah,
man, I
yeah,
love that guy.
that's not a super team. But then you add Braun, and now it is, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what like it doesn't matter where he went, it would be a super team no matter what. When Giannis went to Miami, that wasn't considered a super team.
Mm. No,
But if you
no.
add LeBron to it, now all of a sudden
It'd be a super team.
kind of
It's a super
seems
team.
kind of disingenuous, right?
Mhm. Now, I will say this though. If if the Sixers, I haven't said this before, but I'm gonna say it now, cause I got something on TikTok about it. Um, if the Sixers don't get to the finals, or if they don't make the playoffs, or if they just don't make it at all, I think it would be a huge disappointment if they don't make it to the finals, or if they get swept in the first round of playoffs. It'd be a major disappointment. And and to talk about Miami and Giannis, I I I didn't like it. You know, I don't think it's gonna
You
work
didn't
in Miami.
you didn't like so did you not like the move from Giannis to Miami, or you didn't like it because at that point in time they couldn't get LeBron to couple them to get like
Yeah,
or did the move just not make sense to you?
to me it didn't make sense. I think if you want to win a championship, I don't think Miami's the team to go to. I think, and I told somebody this. I said if I was New York or I was Golden State, um, I would have tried to make a run at Giannis. That's what I would have done if I was a NBA GM. I would have made a run at Giannis, but I, I
Well,
just I
I
just
think that's I think this was so weird is that we saw what Giannis went for,
hmm
and you go, really? Nobody was there were no conversations between and maybe it was just at that point in time, it felt like he wanted to go to Miami, and Miami just had to be as amenable as possible. That's what it felt like.
yeah, it's crazy. I was like, hmm, Miami. I was hoping he would go to New York or maybe I think Detroit wanted to make a play at him. I think or Minnesota. That's why I was hoping LeBron would have went to Minnesota, but that would have been That would have been
Oh,
crazy.
dude, that that would have been absolute. That would have been absolute anarchy with Ant, LeBron, and LaMelo. That would
And
have been.
LaMelo Ball. That that would have been insane. That would have been crazy. And I bet you, if I was Anthony Edwards and if I had LeBron on my team, oh man, I'm giving him the ball.
Can,
I'm letting him get it.
can I ask you a question real quick because of the whole Giannis
Hmm.
thing? Because I have somebody. I'm somebody who
Yeah.
has been very. It's not that I don't acknowledge Giannis's greatness, but what I
Hmm.
do, I think what I have a more. I'm so acute to. He
Hmm.
plays that I want to be here my entire career. And then when he loses, it's, well, it's not all about winning. He has played the
Yeah.
media so well, mostly because he's from another country. And I feel like
Yeah.
he's just kind of doing this. I feel like he's just doing this cat and mouse game. And now that he's in Miami, he's going, well, look, man, you did all you could in Milwaukee. I
Hmm.
just feel like he's playing. I feel like he's playing the media more than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's a me thing. I don't know how you
Hmm.
feel about
I just think I kind of think he just should have stayed in Milwaukee because he got Miami gave up what
it.
half their
Tyler
roster for him.
Hero.
I said, I
Tyler
said,
Hero is allegedly 86th from Milwaukee, like because he renounced going to Wisconsin. He's about to get bounced out the club.
yeah, it ain't nothing it ain't nothing in Milwaukee.
No.
It ain't nothing in Milwaukee. I I wouldn't want to go there neither, but I I just don't know about that Miami trade. When I seen it, I said I don't know, man. I said, you want to win the championship? It's not. I don't think it'll work at Miami.
What I
Uh,
think he did, what I think that he did is that he basically did the LeBron tour, but way earlier. He'd rather
yeah.
be it. Like LeBron wants to still win, and that's why he's going
Hmm.
to Philly. And like you can say whatever you want
Yeah.
to about the other semantics, but it feels like
Hmm.
Giannis knows he can't win anything in Milwaukee, and he will say he says all the right things, right? I want to be a
He
Buck
knows that.
forever. But it's also they failed him as a franchise, but he's failed them. And I was like, I'll just go ahead and hang out in Miami and just
Yeah.
enjoy my retirement. But he's not going to get crucified. And the reason why I say that is because he's nowhere close to being in the GOAT conversation. We only really crazy crucify the goats. And
Hmm.
that's why Giannis ain't there.
Yeah. That's true. That's true about that. He got a long way to go before he get into that conversation. He got a little way to go.
But
Um.
it is wild how we switch those conversations so early. Cause I remember like
Mhm.
when Jokic was winning back-to-back MVPs, like he's the greatest ever.
Mhm.
And now we
No.
don't consider him that way. It's whatever's the most recent thing is the best thing that you see, and it's the best
Yeah.
thing ever. And nobody has any context of looking backwards, but the old heads can't look at the forwards thinking either, though. And that's the problem that we
Mhm.
have. There's a collision of polar opposites, and nobody wants to meet in the middle, it feels like.
Right. No, they don't. No, nobody want to meet in the middle. Not at all. But I remember, yeah, Jokic, he is good. He a bad boy. He a bad boy. I ain't gonna lie about that. He
His brothers are bad boys.
yeah,
They'll
a
murk
bad
you in
boy.
the
Yeah,
streets.
I would, I wouldn't want to mess with him. But yeah, he's a great player. You know, he's a. Somebody asked me, um, do you think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer? I said, what kind of question is that? I said, he
Wait,
going
so
in.
let me ask you if Jokic will be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah,
Oh,
hands down.
I thought you said that. I thought you asked to yourself. Did somebody ask you that? I'm like,
Oh, they did. They did. I said, hell yeah, he gonna be a Hall of Famer. You better know one thing. He going to the Hall of Fame. Soon as his career done, he gone right in
well,
there.
I know that people discredit the NBA Hall of Fame because of it's a collective group of high school, college, and NBA, right? So they discredit, but even still, it doesn't matter. Like he's a one-time champion, multiple-time
Yeah.
MVP, and has
Okay.
been considered the greatest player on planet Earth at least for an 18-month stretch.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
pretty sure he's going to get there.
Oh, absolutely, he will.
But so you had a couple. So the whole the Sixers super team. Do you consider? And we'll move on to your NFL. You sent me a really interesting one about NFL quarterback battles. But before
Yeah.
we move on to that,
hmm
do you consider the Sixers to be a super team? With the
Yes.
now there is the addition of LeBron.
Yeah. With LeBron James. Without LeBron James, they're just the Sixers. Um, you got LeBron James in the mix, one of the greatest players. Yeah, he flops a lot. We know that. We see that. He cries, but I can't take away his game. Um, high IQ. He got a very high IQ for the game. But that is a super team. But like I said, if they don't at least at least win the Eastern Conference, get to the finals or something, it's gonna be Philly's gonna be the laughing stock if they don't at least get to the finals.
But see, and I feel the only reason why they'll be a laughing stock is because LeBron James is on there. Because and this is the weird dichotomy of how we digest sports is that
hmm
they weren't considered a super team before they got LeBron James, but now they
Right.
are, which
hmm
just shows how great you actually think that he is, but nobody wants to
hmm
acknowledge how great he still is at 4. It's just
Yeah.
a weird juxtaposition of where you find him in your pantheon of how great NBA players are, and then
hmm
it's well, if they lose, ha, gotcha, he sucks. It
Yeah.
just seems
That's
like
what's
it's a really dumb way of looking at basketball, in my eyes,
yeah,
at least.
that's what's gonna happen. If they don't win at least the Eastern Conference Finals or get to the finals, because I think they're picked to go to the finals. I do believe. I
If
think
I
they're picked to go.
the last time I checked sports books because
What did you doing?
I'm a degenerate gambler, they were the third odds to
Go
get
to
there.
third off?
It was behind New York and Boston.
Nah, I don't think.
I don't believe that either, but I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
even at the second best odds, it's just have some self reflection, I guess, as far as the hatred towards the man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I sound like I stand when I say this. I'm just trying to be honest with people. Like if they weren't a super team before they got LeBron James and now they got him and now it is, doesn't that just show one thing or another? But
Yeah.
it shows your true colors, and that's
Yes, it
why I'm a
does.
fan of you. But NFL
Yeah.
quarterback, you had some
Mm-hmm.
quarterback battles that I thought were interesting. What are your most look forward to quarterback battles or things that are there QB battles that you think don't even matter because it's basically a media smokescreen? Because we have those every year as well.
Mm-hmm. I think Cleveland. I'm a big Cleveland Browns fan. Um, everyone think, oh, Sador Sanders and Deshaun Watson. It's all over the news. Who's gonna be the starting quarterback? Uh, I don't know what's going on with Dylan Gabriel. Uh, I really don't even know what's going on. I don't even know if he's getting snaps. But
He, he's so irrelevant. I call him Gillen Gabriel.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. But I man, it's interesting with that one. I gotta go. I think Deshaun Watson will start. I really
Oh,
do.
you think he starts week one?
I think he start week one. I think he start week one. That's my feeling. That I think he'll start week one because that man getting paid a lot of money, and I want him on the field. I know he had that Achilles injury, I think, or ACL. I think he'll be the starter. I think Shador be second, but that's just what I think right now. And same with Bryce Young. I know he don't have any competition. Um, I think with Bryce Young, I think he's he's 1 second away from being a bust. If he doesn't perform well this season, he did good last year. But if he don't perform well this season, man,
That was
it
yeah, that
it'll
was a
be
short yeah, that was a short sample size towards the end of the year.
mhm,
And it's really tough
yes.
to really buy into Bryce Young is the next guy. But
Hmm.
I I want to believe in certain quarterbacks, and there's some that I
Yeah.
just can't. And I have this internal feeling, and every it feels like every year I'm right. I'm not trying to be Nostradamus on this.
Yeah.
But when I look at every year, I'm like Mac Jones, that man walks like a Welshman. Ain't no way he's gonna be good at football.
Right.
And he's not. Like Zach Wilson's too pretty. Not
Oh.
gonna happen. There's just certain guys who kind of hit the mark and you go, but
Mm-hmm.
NFL execs and everybody else is saying, why than Atlanta? He needs better than the Falcons.
I, I,
Everybody deserves Atlanta.
yeah. He just. I mean, he's good, but he's not as good as advertised. I thought like the way they was talking about him. I know we was talking about quarterbacks, but sometimes that's how sports is. You just go with the flow. Sometimes. Um. I the way they was talking about him when he was first coming out, I I thought he was gonna be like the next Jeremy Shockley or Shannon Sharp or Tony Gonzalez. The way they was talking, but
But the other thing too is that like your situation matters though.
mhm,
And now he has broken Michael Penix, and he had old, super old ass Kirk
yeah,
Cousins. Like the man has not been put in a position to actually flourish.
no,
That's why I wish that he was traded. I wanted NFL execs to say, you know what, he's not very good. Let's get him on the cheap and then just rip him from Atlanta because I feel like
yeah,
that dude. I will never feel ever that he will be on the top 5 tight end
mm-mm,
pantheon. But if you
no,
put him with a competent quarterback, competent head coach,
mhm,
that man could put up 1,000 yards and 7 tuds every single year.
yeah. Just think if he had Drake May as a quarterback or Bo
Oh, we're
Nix,
not doing that, are we?
you know,
You say
or
you Drake May off the top, man. I
I
thought we were
love I
friends.
love Drake May. That
Why?
that's my man right there. But I I do pick I would pick Bo Nix over him, but he
What?
did. Yeah, yeah.
Oh no,
I am a
whoa.
I
We are
I
about
I love
we're
me
about
some
to
Bo Nix.
we're about to fight, good sir. You
I
would take
love me
Bo Nix over Drake, man. I don't even
I
like.
love
I'm a
me some
Bill
Bo
fan.
Nix.
I don't even like either of those quarterbacks. To like
I
long
love
term,
me some Bo Nix.
you
You
would
know?
rather have Bo Nix? No,
Yeah,
no way. Really?
yeah.
Wait.
Bo Nix
Mm.
won me a lot of money on DraftKings last year, but
That's dude, man.
but I love me
That's
some Bo
why.
Nix.
That's why. You see, he won
I
me
love
money.
me some
That's
Bo Nix.
why
He won me a lot of money. And then when he was at Auburn, I seen him playing Auburn. He came here to Oregon. I was like, man, this guy is good. Get to the NFL,
he's,
tearing them people up. Bo Nix was tearing everybody but up.
he's gonna
If he wouldn't,
tear everybody up.
if Bo Nix wouldn't got hurt, they would have been in a Super Bowl and they would have beat Seattle.
Ain't no way. There's no way. I will.
I got to be careful saying that. Yeah.
Look. I try to be a very conservative person when I say there is no way. I don't like working on the extremes, the absolute yes or the absolute no's. But I will
Hmm.
land or I will plant my flag firmly in saying that Bo Nix had no chance against Seattle.
Yeah. Bo Nix got a chance. One thing I know, Bo knows.
Why do you like
Bo,
Bo so much?
man, Bo would have carved them people up.
No,
Bo would have carved them
oh,
people up. That's how much of a believer I am in Bo Nix. Bo can't no one tell me anything wrong about Bo Nix.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is like politics. It doesn't matter what I say. You can't move me off my stance. It doesn't matter
Bo
what I
Nix.
say. I can't move you off your stance. You're a Bo Nix guy. You got your flag planted, and I'm not going to try to move you off it.
Hmm. Now I like Drake May. He just got to get a good offensive line because he's been getting
Oh,
his head knocked off.
Will Campbell got the little pickle
Hmm.
arms.
Yeah,
But the other QB battles, because we kind of got a little bit of
yeah,
little
we
bit
went.
sidetracked. But the Baker Mayfield one is the one that you brought up in the
Yeah,
chat,
yeah,
and I feel like is very important
it
because
is important. He's
what,
on a contract here.
well, because so apparently his agent has kind of been in his ear
Hmm.
and kind of chirping, and he goes, "We got 30
Hmm.
million dead cap. If they want to
Hmm.
franchise you, it's going to cost them $80 million in dead cap space." So Baker feels like he kind of has the upper hand, which in theory he does, but people don't forget what you've done and who you are. And
Yeah,
Baker's always kind of been that middle of the road quarterback, right? Like he's never top five, but he's never bottom five. He's that middle
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
But we see quarterbacks get paid $50 million just for winning one playoff game. So he is in the mindset
mm,
of, all right, well, if you want to around and find out
yeah,
and lose me over $30 million, I will walk. And I hope he
yeah,
does.
yeah.
I
he
hope he does.
I like Baker. I love Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma to my Cleveland Browns. That was a bad situation for him in Cleveland. I'm glad he got out of Cleveland. Um,
Oh,
I
you're
just
glad he
think,
got out.
yeah, I think he needed a fresh start, and Tampa was the start. But with his contract situation, if I was Baker Mayfield, I would get out there this season and I would ball out. I would I would ball out because he has to. If he wants that money, you got to ball out.
See,
He don't really have a choice.
I because like I agree with you, but the thing that I work in, outside the podcast space.
Yeah.
I deal with people and their egos all the time.
Mhm.
And he is somebody who has perpetually put his ego out into the universe
Not
way
Baker
too often.
Mayfield.
Well, again, that okay,
Yeah.
that's Baker being Baker, right?
Mhm.
That's Manny Ramirez just being Manny Ramirez. And you
Right.
might have a long career, but not as a starter. And I
Mhm.
think that he's ruffled enough feathers and hasn't been great enough where I feel like he has the Baker has the stranglehold on this year and next year, but like actual longevity, I
Yeah.
think he's going to run into a stalemate because he hasn't been that great.
Mhm.
And what we've seen, like the acted, like what he's done on the field and off the field, might be a
Yeah.
little bit. So, will he ever get a max contract again? I think no. He's young enough to be able to get one, but the problem is of how he's handled certain things that I
Mhm.
don't think he'll play until he's 40 years old. And if he does, it's a
Yeah.
backup, and he won't be that.
Mhm. No, he ain't gonna be a backup. I think I think Baker, if they get to that point, like even watching him in college and stuff, I think Baker retired before he becomes a backup. He'll lose his mind. I
Well,
think Baker will lose his mind. He become a backup quarterback. Yeah, but I just think he should just ball out this year. I mean, I know one thing, he can throw that ball. I know that, but he gonna
well,
have to
he
ball
can
out
do
this
that.
year.
He's tough as nails. But the other thing too is like when we see sometimes with these quarterbacks is that now Baker's late enough in his career where we don't look like. Remember Matt Stafford? when they played the
Mm,
Browns.
yeah,
And he separated his shoulder. He's like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. But for the first 10 years plus of Matt Stafford's career, we thought, well, you couldn't do anything. And then he gets
yeah.
traded to Los Angeles, like, oh, you were good
Super
all
Bowl.
along. You
Full
weird.
court.
Detroit was the problem. Got it. And now he's at 99 in Madden when he's basically my age, and I'm 42.
Yeah, I'm 39. Like, how can you not win a Super Bowl when you got Calvin Johnson at the wide receiver?
But
That
see,
that that.
and that's the problem is like the quarterbacks get too much praise and they get too much fault. And it's
Yeah.
almost like with I'm going to talk about this later with my boy Stephen
Mm,
Muma, who is a Bills fan who lives in New York, is there's too much pressure on not too much pressure because they're getting paid the money, but they get all the heat and all the praise. And it's not there's not 52 other guys on the roster along with coaching staffs who
yeah.
put you in bad positions sometimes, or you bail them out, or sometimes you're the reason why they're in bad positions.
Mhm. That's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I love me some Matthew Stafford. You know, I
You
I
let me,
did I love me some Matthew Stafford. Jeez, that man. He won me some money too on DraftKings too.
but man, enough with your DraftKings winnings,
Yeah,
man.
he won me. Yeah, he
I
won me a lot of money.
I get it. Matt Stafford made you money.
Yeah,
what
he made me
what
some money.
wide receiving core? San Francisco. That was another thing you brought up.
Yeah,
I don't think it matters that they brought Debo back.
it don't. It don't. He didn't do nothing in Washington. He ain't gonna do nothing in San Francisco.
I don't. The thing that when he went to Washington, to me, it felt like it was a name grab move.
Yeah,
And the thing is, like to me, when Debo got paid in San Francisco, he was paid as a number one wide receiver, which I never thought that he was.
no,
And then he goes to Washington, and then you can't use him because he's banged up. Because spoiler
yeah,
alert, San Francisco used him as a football player and not a wide receiver. And now
right.
he's back. Now he's back in San Francisco, and all these Niners fans are like, "Gang, gang, bang, bang, Niner gang."
Nah,
It
they
your
can't get
entire
over that.
roster's old and they're cooked.
They done. They done. I I don't see San Francisco having a good year. But I will say this though. Only person that I think is good on that team, I'm a big George Kittle fan. But he just can't stay healthy. He just can't stay
Oh,
healthy.
the thing is that it kills a dog, but
Hmm.
I think there's the way that we view players is very different in comparison to what we think that their greatness is. Because like when I
Hmm.
see George Kittle, statistically, he is nowhere close to one of the top guys, right? Like the Antonio Gates or the Tony Gonzalez or the Kellen Wilson. Like statistically, he's not one of those guys. But when you look at him, you go, that's football player, and I want him on my squad.
Yeah. He
But also, Kyle Shanahan drags that man to the ground like everybody else on his squad, and that's why they're hurt by October 10th.
yeah. They was it last year or the year before? It may have been San Francisco. The whole team was injured. I think it was San Francisco
It was 2 years
or
ago. They had their
2 years.
third string running back.
Yeah. A lot. But so with George Kittle, he would be in the conversation if 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 he was only like healthy. But he's never healthy. He's always hurt.
I
But
but see, and I feel like there's two things to blame on that. One, I feel like there's a lot of Cam Scattaboo in Scott inside of
oh, I
inside
like
of
Cam
the
Scatterbo. Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a lot of scat in Sky inside of
yeah.
Kittle. On top of the fact that that's just how the Niners play football. When you
Hmm.
there's I don't know the statistics, so I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything verbatim, but
Yeah.
if if you play the Niners the next week, there's almost 100% certainty that one of
Mm-hmm.
their players is going to get injured because of how
Oh,
they address practices and how intense they play. But that's
mm-hmm.
why the Niners are getting Debo back is a cool name, but cool,
Yeah.
you'll get bounced in the wild card
If they make the playoffs,
if they make the playoffs.
if they make the playoffs, that's gonna be a tough division. It's gonna be a tough division because Miles Garrett, he's gonna be on the loose. He's gonna be on the tab.
Ooh, speaking of Miles Garrett, you think he actually comes back out of retirement?
Who uh
Aaron
that
Donald?
oh if he do, man, if he do, that's gonna be a bad combination. I think I I think Aaron Donald. Fuck it, I think Aaron Donald should come back. Give it another run. I think he
What
should come back. It'll be fun to see him back on the field.
would you be okay if he only came back for like a 4 or 5 game stretch and the playoffs, or you're like, no man, if you want to be in this trench, you better be in this spot and play the
Yeah,
entire season.
if you want to come back and we need you all season long. But if you need to take maybe a playoff, maybe a play or two off, get yourself back into the game. That's fine.
Oh no,
That's fine.
I meant like just not
Yeah.
playing like the entire regular season. They're like,
No,
hey,
you gonna play.
the playoffs are among us, good man. Would you like to volunteer your body? And like, I feel this because there's mixed emotions. Some people say that if you're gonna play, you better play the entire season
Yeah,
because that
play the
makes it.
entire season. Play the entire
Or some people say, and I kind of align with this where I go, man, I'm old as hell. I get it. You don't want to play all 17 games. Just come back for 3 or 4, get ready, and then go for the playoffs. I can see both
I mean,
arguments. I wasn't sure like where you landed on that kind of.
well, he's proven. You know,
Oh, that
um,
that man is
he's proven.
proven for
He's
sure.
proven. He's proven. I mean, if he give you those demands, I don't see why not. But
He doesn't feel like
then,
that guy, but I mean, from the public perception, I feel like most people would say if he only came back for a couple games before the playoffs, it would it would taint the Rams Super Bowl if they won one this year.
yeah,
I feel like people would say, well, you only got the fresh Aaron Donald. Like, that's not really fair. But if he came back out of retirement and they didn't win, people would say, that's stupid. Why did you not wait? And just like, there's no win-win in this. Like in this society, you're
no,
if you do and you're if you
yeah,
don't.
that's true. Dang, I think I think if he would have came back, he would have been came back already. That's what I think. I think he would
What's
have been
wild,
came back.
what's wild is that he's at their facilities in pads.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Yep. That's
Well,
he's oh,
well, I tell you what, hey, if he ain't passed, and he got Miles Garrett on the other side of him, man, those quarterbacks better watch out.
oh
They
my
better watch out. What you gonna do? You got Miles Garrett and Aaron Donald coming at you. It ain't
look,
much you can really do.
I I know that neither one of them would play in the Hall of Fame game, but could you imagine Carson Beck looking down the barrel and seeing both those dudes coming at him? Nope, nope, nope.
They'll kill him. Oh, they'll whoop him. Don't they play Carson Beck in the regular season? I don't even know where he went to. Where he went to?
Yeah, they play him
Arizona?
twice because Carson Beck is the Cardinals quarterback.
Or start. He's gonna be starting.
Well,
So,
he's starting the Hall of Fame game, which means he's
yeah,
like third string because Jacoby Brissett just got signed, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna be their starter because no Jacoby Brissett.
yeah, they're gonna knock his head off too. They're gonna knock both their heads off.
Man, I hope they do. Carson Beck to me is like the white Merton Hanks with that long
Yeah,
neck.
Yeah, he he looked like that character off was it Shrek or what's that character? I can't think of it right now, but I'll think of it later. But that's gonna give you nightmares, man. Miles Garrett and Aaron Donald on the same team.
No, that's going to be problems for a lot of folks.
That's that's gonna be a bad day for
But
Sam Darnold.
oh, for
Sam
sure.
be crazy.
You also asked me which quarterback has the most to prove, and which one or which rookie has the potential to be the biggest bust. So let's start with
Mm,
NFL quarterback who has the most to prove, because
yeah.
I have a very different opinion than most will. But let
hmm
me get yours first.
I got a big list. I didn't bring the list with me. Cause believe it or not, everything I talk about, and I have it written down on my notebook. It's a lot of names on that list. But I scratched off Geno Smith because he doesn't really matter no more. He's not that guy. Um, the most approved right now, I'm gonna say it. I got four. Um,
Oh,
Bryce Young. Yeah, go ahead.
can I guess your four?
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, and Drake May.
Well, I actually scratched Drake May off because he got his team to the Super Bowl,
That's fair.
and I'm like, but could he do it again? That's the thing. Could he do it again? He just has to get an offensive line. If he gets an offensive line, it's a possibility. So I scratched him off. I scratched off Justin Herbert because he's not going to do anything. He's not going to do anything.
Yo,
He's just Justin.
I love that you scratched him off, because I was gonna put it up there. He needs to prove something, but nope, he's gonna be the golden boy of social media
That's
regardless.
yeah,
So he
yeah.
doesn't have to prove anything.
He don't have to. He don't have to do anything. Long as he got a great arm. I'm not gonna lie about that. He could throw that damn ball. You can say what you want. He could throw the ball, but
Oh,
I I just don't think he has nothing.
do you have
But
CJ Stroud in there?
CJ who?
CJ Stroud?
Yeah, he's number two. He's number two.
Damn right.
Um,
I knew you were gonna get there.
he's number two. Number one. I gotta do it. I gotta look him at number one because it's just been the talk of the summer. It's been talking the summer. I gotta say Bryce Young because he got a lot
Bryce,
to prove. He has
Bryce
a
Young is your
lot to
number
prove.
one guy.
He got a lot to prove because I'm an Alabama guy and he's an Alabama
Oh, there
guy.
it is.
And
There
the
it is.
loyalty will always be intact. To me, he has the most to prove because we know what he can do, but he had that one good season. Remember, they was going to try to trade him a few years ago because he was horrible. Then all of a sudden, he got that second win. So and was like, oh, he got lots to prove. And I also got a wide receiver on that list too. I forgot about it. Um, Marvin
The
Harrison Jr.
wide receiver with continue
Yeah,
your quarterback. I'm gonna think
yeah.
about your
My
wide
quarterback.
receiver first.
Okay, yeah. I got Bryce Young. I got CJ, and I have that guy in Tennessee. I like
Oh,
him too.
well,
Cam
not
Ward.
Cam Ward. Yeah.
I don't care what no one say. Cam Ward got to prove himself still. He got to prove himself. What
Wow, you're putting a lot of heat on the young
what
gun.
what has he done? Cause those guys, these old guys, are almost out of here. They're almost gone. Joe Burrow, he's my other one. Joe Burrow, he's my other one.
I
And
have
I
I
know,
have to have you on this show more often, because
yeah,
I love you. I love you, dude. this
yeah,
is crazy.
yeah. You gotta have old Joe. He just can't stay healthy. He's a great quarterback when healthy, but he got to stay on the field. You got to show us, and of course, it will always be Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
No,
Just add.
no,
You
no,
got to.
no. No, you don't get to do that. You said you had four,
Well,
and because
I
my
know.
stuff was more heads, and you went to three, and then you
Yeah,
started getting to over. Nope, because
yeah,
mine
yeah.
are way different than yours, and they're all old heads. You don't get to do that,
Oh,
my good.
geez, you got the old heads. You got the old heads. Who you got?
No, the people who have the most to prove to me that like there's a very definitive thing. Like it has to be Josh Allen, right? Because you can't be the self-proclaimed best quarterback in the league by everybody and not even make it to a Super Bowl, right? Same thing with Lamar Jackson. You can't have two MVPs. Now, I give Lamar a way bigger runway
Yeah,
than most people do because every time that the Ravens draft a wide receiver, like they address their weakness.
yeah.
Just because you drafted somebody doesn't mean you got a good pick. And they never
Yeah,
get a good Zay Flowers makes more money than Justin Jefferson right now. That's
I seen that.
crazy.
That's
That's
that's.
stupid.
You think
So
so?
I can't believe that kind of malpractice in the front office with when it comes to Baltimore. But the people who have the most to actually lose to me are Josh Allen because he's gotten that pass of being the guy. Lamar Jackson again because he's had two MVPs and
Yeah,
he might still get that little bit of a slide because people who actually know ball know that he doesn't have a great wide receiving core, doesn't have a great
he
offensive
does.
line, Linderbaum left. I would like to think that Justin Herbert would be under the microscope, but because he looks good and because he plays for the Chargers, who nobody cares about,
Nah,
and
nobody got
yeah, no, I know 19 Chargers fans, and that's all that they have. I know
I
all of them. I know all.
yeah,
I know all Chargers fans personally.
yeah. The Chargers are just the Chargers. Justin Herbert, yeah, he doesn't even get in trouble, so he don't even do anything. So he's just Justin Herbert.
But the
He just
quarterback who I think who is under actually, if I want to kind of move this to who is under the most pressure, I would say is probably Kyler Murray.
the most pressure. He's
Because
in Minnesota.
if Kyler Murray can't beat out JJ McCarthy,
He
your
should
career is probably cooked.
he should retire. Now, my honest opinion about Kyler Murray, when when I talk to people, they ask me that, and I always tell them this: he should have stayed with baseball. I think
Oh,
Kyler
really?
Murray should have stayed with baseball because he is not a good quarterback at all. I don't care what
Oh,
no one says.
I don't
Nah,
believe that at all.
I don't think he's a good quarterback. That that's just what
I
I
mean,
think.
he qualifies for handicap parking spots. He can't be a good baseball player either.
Oh well, huh, tough shit for him. If he don't beat out JJ McCarthy, he's a bust. JJ McCarthy got drafted by Minnesota. I said, don't do it, Minnesota. Don't do it. And they did it. And
I don't
he is
I
not the
don't
guy.
I don't consider Kyler Murray a bust. I do consider
He
him
is.
a disappointment for
He could be
sure.
both. He could be both. He could be a disappointment and a bust. Because if he does not be the week one starter, if I was Colin Murray, I'd just go ahead and walk away from the game. Just
But
go ahead
you
and
don't
leave.
but you don't think that so with Minnesota specifically, you don't think they might be trying to calculate it to try to justify their draft position of McCarthy because that nobody look, I have been in managerial positions for a very long time, and I will tell you this: people will always try to cover their own hide as opposed to taking accountability for something. Them
Yeah.
drafting JJ McCarthy and then them getting Kyler Murray, I feel like they're just because if Kyler doesn't beat him out, it's not because he didn't play better. I do see that they're like, hey, we can't be that bad at drafting, especially after letting Sam Darnold go. I feel like there's an
Mm,
internal clock in the management spot of going, we gotta play this the right way because they're playing for their jobs and they don't care about the players.
No,
That's where I land on that.
I, I'm still gonna say, man, he's a disappointment, like you said, and he's a bust. He will get that bust label if he does
Kyler Murray,
not beat out JJ McCarthy, because he's horrible.
but you don't think that they might there's is there any portion of your thought process that thinks that maybe Minnesota is doing it on purpose if JJ McCarthy starts week 1?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I feel like they're
But
I feel like they
but if I was like whoever the week one starter is, man, I'm
can
just
they
gonna
bring
throw that.
back they should bring back '09 Brett Favre.
They could bring him back. Go get him.
Right.
Because I just don't see it. I just don't see it in Minnesota. And I'm surprised that Justin Jefferson hasn't requested a trade out of Minnesota because his
Yo,
talent.
actually, for wide receivers getting the diva mark as much as they do, the fact that we have had nothing come out of the JJ camp just shows how much of a professional he actually is.
Mhm.
He deserves better than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy. That's for damn sure. Oh my God.
He deserves a whole lot, man. It's like Justin Jefferson don't. He hasn't complained. I haven't heard about him complaining since he got into the league.
You know what they should do? Because I'm a Bills fan, would be awesome is if they traded basically every player and all their draft picks just to get him. Not all their players, but all the players that don't matter, just ship them to Minnesota. Because the salary caps don't matter in the NFL. As long as somebody agrees, they agree. Just
Mhm.
go get him.
Yeah. Go get him. Go
He's
get
he's
him.
he's good at football.
Oh yeah.
But
It's just,
which rookie? You also brought this to my attention as well. Which
mhm.
rookie do you think will be considered a bust? I have mine. I want to see what yours is.
Well, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna go with Orville Reese, Ruben Bain Jr. One of those guys.
Wow.
I've said it when the draft came out. I said it when the draft came out. I said one of those guys is gonna be a bust. I said trust me on it. I said if they don't become a bust, I I own that like a man. But I said I'm telling you, one of those two guys will be a bust. And I got a wild card, but it may not happen because he's gonna be a great player and he's from Alabama, so I'm not gonna put that on him. But
Who's your outside looking in?
my outside looking in, but I'm not gonna do it to you, Caleb Downs. I love him, great players. I'm not gonna do it to him. My outside looking in. God dang, I gotta go with Sonny Styles. That's actually in my notebook. Those three names is actually in my notebook, and it's circled potential bust right
I
down the line.
love I love that you have a notebook and did
Right
that.
down the
Man.
line.
That's beautiful, man. That's
Right
beautiful.
right down the line. I even have when Zach whatever that Zach Wilson guy, when he got drafted, I said, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know, I have to find it, but I said he's not even gonna be in the league long. I don't even think he's still in the league. But yeah,
He,
man, those are my
he
potential
he's
busts.
still in the league, unfortunately.
Oh,
So
right, that's crazy.
my draft bust, and the only reason why I look at it as a bust is because I when I look at if you're a bust or not is where you were drafted, not necessarily your position. So
Mhm.
Arizona Cardinals, Jeremiah Love. I feel like he's going to be a bust with the Cardinals
It's a potential. It's a
when he
potential.
goes someplace else because he inevitably is going to go someplace else. The Cardinals have no idea unless they just rebuild the offense, everything. Also, hot take, I believe that Marvin Harrison Jr. will be traded before the end of by the trade deadline next year. I think he's gone. I think that they rebuild everything and they're trying to restockpile picks to rebuild the offensive line to make Jeremiah Love worth a damn. But right now, Jeremiah Love is my bust because that offense is absolute cheeks besides Trey
That's true.
McBride.
I will say this about Marvin Harrison. I don't know about man. I'm really high on Jeremiah Love. I'm really high on him. Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel old, and you should too. Watch his dad play with the Colts. Now I'm watching his son, which his son is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, heading towards the bus category. He
Oh, we got another one.
he cannot catch the ball to save his life. He's not he's not his dad. His dad can catch the ball. That's a right receiver. That's how you catch the ball.
So
Um, he
I,
didn't
I
learn.
I have a theory on this.
Mm,
I feel like he's doing it on purpose to get traded while his value's low and get out of Arizona. That's that. I feel like before the end of next season, I feel like he's going to get traded because he doesn't like where they're going, and he couldn't do the Elway or the Manning thing. I feel like he's
mhm.
doing everything in his possibility to get traded and not be an Arizona Cardinal by the end of next football season.
Well, he better request a trade or do something because if I'm a GM, I see all them drop catches he do. I look like this. I don't want on my team. I want somebody that can catch, and he can't catch.
Well, I remember this too. Remember a couple years ago when it came to Jamar Chase and Panay Sewell. When it came to the Bengals, it was who should they draft? Should they draft the star wide receiver in Jamar Chase, who already has a relationship with Joe Burrow, or should they get the tackle Panay Sewell?
Uh,
And then in off seeing like the training camp videos, we saw Jamar Chase dropping a lot of videos and people saying you clearly should have gotten Panay Sewell. And with it,
and
like the next year, the Bengals went to a Super Bowl, and the Lions. It's so circumstantial and just feels like it's kind of arbitrary for the most part.
hmm yeah, Jamar Chase, man, he a monster. That's the man right there. I love Jamar Chase, but I just Marvin Harris, he gonna have to do something. I just don't understand, man. How can you miss the ball that's in your hand?
Look, man, I like to look at wide receivers as Spider-Man. Everybody gets
Mhm.
one.
Man,
Everybody gets one.
he's just yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put that bus category on him right now. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I think I think Danhausen from WWE put a curse on him because he just can't catch. He can't do nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Did you want to bring anything else up to the conversation before we go ahead and hang it up for the day?
Oh man, you know what? I got so much stuff, man, in the sports
Oh
world.
yeah, promote where people can
We
find you
got
before we get into it.
oh man. You can definitely find me on Facebook. Um, look at the videos. I'm gonna try to go live more on there, but I do be on TikTok a lot more. But man, I'm gonna have to come back the Tuesday. Well, next, not the Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. I might have. Well, today Wednesday. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back and join you, man, on a couple of episodes, man. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
come back and come join.
yeah, that sounds great, man. But
Yeah,
if you want to let people know where they can actually find you,
yeah. Um, oh, where you can actually find me? Facebook, Facebook. Just type
oh,
in Big Show
it's not
everywhere.
just like your handles, things like
Oh,
that.
the
Like,
handle.
yeah,
Oh, that fancy stuff. That fancy stuff. Um, I don't even know nothing about that fancy stuff. I don't even know. I don't even know what a handle is. I know that may sound crazy. I don't know because
yo, man, Big Shaw, you.
man, I don't even know what a handle is. Oh, I said, what's a handle?
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna post a podcast. I'm gonna tag Big Shaw. There's no way that I'm older
Yeah,
than Big Shaw. There's no way that I'm older
yeah,
than Big Shaw, and I know more about this
yeah.
than
You know, you man, you probably. I don't even know how to put graphics on my podcast. I gotta go to AI and do all that. I don't.
hey man,
I see.
your AI about you and me going live was dope, but again,
Mhm.
no hair. Wasn't
Yeah.
accurate, but I appreciate it though. But that's Big Shaw. What we're gonna do is he hosts a music podcast as well. So we're gonna get back on the
Yeah.
mic sometime soon. We can talk
Mhm.
music as well.
Yeah.
But you guys can find me the Chopping Up with P Scott, where you get your podcast for free. Like, share, subscribe, smash the 5-star reviews. If you don't, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. But Big Shaw, I appreciate you spending your time with me. You guys know the drill. Stay up, stay blessed.
All right.
Until
Thank you, sir.
the next one.
All right.